Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to run a few errands, and I thought I would give my gooseneck another test drive and see if I can think of something to talk about and what to call it. But I've got a few errands to run, go get some water. I found that we used to get well water at the local church. Has a well that's been out of order forever, and so I've been opting to go to Walmart and fill up my jugs, these 5-gallon jugs, for like $2. Works about to be 50 cents a gallon or something like that, or less than that, maybe 40 cents a gallon. I think it was 40 something. Anyways, and we like it, so I'll just drive by the church again and see if the free water is out of order still. And I've heard that there's other places in Bountiful to get well water, but I can't be bothered to look them up right now. Anyways, it's just been I just got back from playing pickleball, if you want to call that. No, I can play well enough to enjoy it, but I'm still, since the stroke, I can't run around too much, but I'm getting a little more flexible. Okay. I'm getting a little flexible, and I was jogging a few laps the other day at the park. I took the grandkids to the park. It was a real slow jog, and I had to, between lap 1 and lap 2, I think each lap is 0.2 miles, but between each lap I had to take a little break, but it felt good to be kind of try to run, so I'm going to try and keep my legs strengthened and enjoy that. But what else? I'm enjoying my 70s music walk and talks, and I think people are enjoying those, at least my close friends. And I don't know what pro tips I can give, more pro tips I can give. But anyways, yesterday we had a family reunion, and seems to be a week of reconnecting with a lot of people, and it just felt so good. Some of my nieces and nephews I haven't seen in forever came out. We had such a good time, and planned on playing sports or something like that, but we ended up talking so much we didn't get to do that, and the small kids went around the park and were playing, and the little kids were immediately connecting with each other and feeling that connection of family, even though they don't know them. They just, boom, right out of the chute, they're running around playing, so that was a good thing. And so I wanted to also talk a little bit about my channel name change. For many years I've been thinking about changing my name from Gilda and Epi, which nobody knew. Back when I set that name, I didn't know how important a name would be for my channel, but it dawned on me when the other day I stumbled on the place to change it. I stumbled on it, and then the name just came to me. And since I live in the town called Bountiful, I thought, oh, it's a bountiful life. And it's kind of how I'm feeling lately. I just feel so blessed. I had a stroke, but it's been a blessing. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, and it was terrible on a lot of levels, but it's been such a blessing, and I'm feeling more and more blessed and feeling like this really applies. It is a bountiful life, and I live in Bountiful. It's a little play on words. But earlier in the week, on what day of the week was it? Tuesday, I think it was. My scoutmaster in my ward, my church where I grew up in, my scoutmaster finally died. He was 89, had a good run. He was such a good man, And I went there and reconnected with so many people that I grew up with, and it was just such warm feelings all the way around. And it was such a spirit felt there that I just felt so blessed. And so every day has been like a blessing. And then yesterday with the family reunion, it's just I can hardly keep from tears, because I feel so blessed and so thankful for all that I have, and it was just so good. Anyways, don't want to get too sentimental, but anyways, and I'm enjoying this gooseneck suction car mount that I got for. I made a mistake. It was $4.99, and I got it at Ross, and the brand was, what was it called? Technic or something of Technic or something Technic. But man, it's a little bouncy when you're riding. Of course, I live in a town with bumpy roads, and so this is to be expected a little bit. But I guess it's better than the handheld. Oh, there we go. My handheld selfie stick. Which I will try to repair again, but for my walk and talks. But and then also because I've started been making these reminiscings of my 70s music and my high school years and my musical influences, I decided to look up my old friend Greg, who I've kind of lost contact with. I haven't contacted him in many years. And I asked my other friend, Dick, the other friend of the trio that we had, do you have even an old phone number for him? And he did, and the number was old, but it was his work phone, but it still sent him the message somehow, and he connected with me, and it was so good to connect with Greg. Here is the well that I used to get free water, is still out of order. Okay, so I have to go to Walmart to get my water. But so it's been a week of connecting with old friends, and it's just been great. And then the week before, when was it? I had my first collab video with old friend who's older than us at church, but and politically we see eye to eye, and so it's been so fun to connect with him, reconnect with him, and we have that collab video that I still haven't posted on my channel, but I did post a link to it. I did put it on my favorites list. I think it's the first thing on my favorites list. So at some point I will actually get that file from him and be able to post that on my own channel. But that was so much fun. Like I said, in preparation for the video, I knew a couple days in advance, and I could not sleep. I was so excited about this because I just so many things I wanted to ask him, and stories I wanted to, recall and reminisce with him, and so I thought up a list of, a bunch of questions I could ask, we could talk about or ask him, but I only got through a couple of them, so I'm hoping he'll call me back for a second round in a few weeks. So it's been a week of reconnection and reminiscing and thankfulness, and I tell you, and this bears repeating. I've said it on a couple of videos, but when Christ began his ministry, he started with the Sermon on the Mount, right? And a few months ago, I had to give a talk on that in church, and I was studying that, and I was going through the very first words out of Christ's mouth were the Beatitudes, what are the Beatitudes? In Japanese, they're called the 8 blessings. But his very first message was, you're blessed. Be thankful. Life's a blessing. Good things that happen to you, bad things that happen to you. It's all a blessing, all upside. And I had a recent conversation with an old friend who grew up behind me, whose younger brother was my age, and a friend of. I've come to find out I haven't had much contact with him lately either, since a funeral of a mutual friend was the last time I saw him. But I've come to find out he had a stroke, and he's even saying the same thing that I am. I think his older brother told me this, but he said he had a stroke and he's, I guess, recovering, but it's all upside. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but after it's over, I had a wake-up call. I learned how to take care of my body. I've lost 30 pounds. I'm thankful about everything. It's just all upside, and that is the very first lesson of of Christ's gospel. Be thankful. It's all a blessing. These 8 blessings in the Beatitudes, 4 of them are kind of clearly blessings, but 4 of them are kind of curses. And yet, they can be turned into blessings. And that's the great secret of life, I think. As James Taylor used to say, well, his lyrics of The Secret of Life was probably not quite as deep as that. You know, it's enjoying the passage of time. Well, that's not the only secret. The secret is that everything in life is a blessing, or it can be, if you can learn to see it that way. Like I said, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but afterwards, it's just like, wow. And I went to a neurologist for a checkup a couple months into this, and she said, oh, yeah, you can expect full recovery. I still don't have full, I can play guitar now where I couldn't play when it first happened, my stroke. And I still can't play very well, and it feels like my hands are in molasses, but I at least can play it well enough where I can get some enjoyment out of it. I'm not ready for prime time, but hopefully I've reconnected with my old trio. And Greg sent me a song. He said, I would love for you, and he didn't play an instrument, he sang. He has a beautiful voice, but he said, if you and Dick could learn this song, I would love to be able to sing that for my wife. And I haven't talked to Dick about this, but I would love to learn it just for Greg's sake, to get the 3 of us together again. It's so, yeah, life is, it's a bountiful life. So I think my channel name change was inspired, and I hope you can feel of that inspiration too, and realize it in your own life. Everything's upside. Not when you're going through some of those trials, when you go right in the middle of it, you know, it's tough. Life is tough. But everything can be a blessing. That's my message to you. Alrighty, I gotta go get my water, and I can't take my camera in there to see how I do this. But I'll take my water bottles and get my water and be on my merry way. So thank you for listening. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but thank you. Bye-bye.